What's going on? Welcome to Truth Wizard, or welcome back to Truth Wizard. Always good to have you. It's always good to be here. Today's show, we are going to look at some more creepy and strange TikToks. Also, a little touch into secrets of the Vatican, if they even hold any. You know, allegedly they do. Allegedly. And also another person who just had to go camping in the middle of freaking nowhere. We're going to check that out too. It's going to be a good time. It's going to be a good show. Stick around. Do me a favor. Like, subscribe, please, and thank you. And now that you have done that successfully, we will get into it.
Things as Attorney General. For example, in his written statement for today, he says that there should be one standard of justice that applies to everyone equally. That is a long-standing norm of the Justice Department, an unobjectionable statement that everybody across partisan lines would want to get behind. And yet, his actions throughout his tenure as Attorney General call into question his commitment to that.
Why is she flickering so much?
Describing cases in which he has intervened have appeared to all be cases that are individuals connected to the president in some way, whether it is the reversal of the Roger Stone sentencing, the dropping of the case against Michael Flynn, the appointment of an investigation into the investigation that launched the special counsel's inquiry. So much of his right things.
Why was she flickering or glitching rather, but nothing else was glitching in and out? Right? I'm not imagining that. Like nothing else was glitching out. It was only her. Why is that? If you've caught any previous shows, you know how I feel about someone saying this is a camera glitch. The camera itself was malfunctioning. Once again, we have another situation, another something that just makes it seem like another camera glitch is just a little unlikely. What do you think? Please. Am I going crazy here? Maybe, probably. That ship could have already sailed. I don't know. You know what? Don't answer that question. Just comment on this video. What do you think about this? Another camera glitch, or is it just really odd and suspicious that she, the human in this video, is the only thing glitching in the feed? Let me know.
Me complace amarte, disfruto acariciarte y ponerte a mí. Es escalofriante tenerte de frente, hacerte sonreír. Daría cualquier cosa por tan primorosa, por estar siempre aquí. Y entre todas esas cosas, déjame quererte, entrégate a mí. No te fallaré, contigo yo quiero envejecer. Quiero darte un beso, perder contigo.
Let me ask the question that has been asked already many times. Why are we no longer building structures, palaces, however you want to phrase it? Why are we no longer building these things? Why? Why don't we build like this anymore? These style buildings to this magnitude, as grand as this is, as insane as this is, we are told these were built for the World's Fair as temporary structures, and that's why they tore them down after the World's Fair. So why don't we do that for Olympics, the Olympics? Why are there still Olympic stadiums just left to rot in certain cities, in the Olympic villages, just left to rot? Why didn't they build temporary structures like the World's Fair? And if they could build these things within 5 to 7 years, as they tell us that they did in the mid and late 1800s, with such limited resources, really, it makes no sense. This was not built to be a church. I'm sorry. I absolutely do not believe that. Not a chance in hell. The power plant idea, the fact that these buildings could have been used to gather and harness electricity out of the ether, or it was used as a healing center because of the frequencies it was capable of producing and resonating with, that I could be more on board with. What do you think about it? Apparently, whatever spirit or entity that was has a problem with decorative plants. So that plant just randomly fell over, and then there was a burst, or we'll say a gust of wind, hit her in the back of the head, hair goes flying. I don't know how I feel about this, man. This seems, as always, when you get stuff like this, it seems too good to be true, but also her reaction. I've gone through this in many shows previous. Like, we can never really know how someone's going to react. I get it. However, generally speaking, I just don't know if someone would be that calm. She seemed kind of calm, and she seemed a little overly cautious approaching the plant before it fell over, you know? I don't know. Jury's out. Interesting clip. I still dig it. If it's staged, it was still a well done hoax, sure. What do you think? How do you feel about this? Man, I've seen this. Everybody should have seen this.
¿Y eso qué? Y tengo que hablar al canal ahora sí.
So here's the thing. To my memory, this was captured during a live news broadcast. I'm almost certain that's like just the backstory to what you just saw happen. This is a live broadcast, and, well, you saw the guy seemingly came out of some ripple in time, basically. That also seems way too good to be true. I don't know if this was ever debunked. I haven't watched this in, man, it's been years. So I don't know what to think about this. Do you think it looks too good to be true? One of those things, but just because it looks that good doesn't mean that it has to be fake. It doesn't, you know? I don't know, man. Let's give it one more round here. Let's just take a look.
Tiene un punto de vista político. Por eso es muy importante durante el entrenamiento y cuando firman el juramento que ellos están confirmando que no van a ser...
¿Y eso qué? Y tengo que hablar al canal ahora sí.
We're going to back this up just a tiny bit here. Yeah, like the pole on that tent is bending, right? And it almost bends in two. Look at that pole on the tent. It goes down and it like wishbones out. Now, I don't know anything about film and effects, particularly things like that. Hell, I don't even use filters for what I'm doing here, man, at all. I'm totally ignorant to it. So here's the thing. Would a filter, would some sort of special effect used in this, would it I would imagine it would to some degree warp and bend that pole. Is that why we're seeing that? Is that why it kind of wishboned out? Or is that a byproduct of somebody that just happens to freaking manifest out of thin air? I don't know. Yeah, 1 second he's just a dot, a little blurb, and the next second it's a full-ass man. I don't know. Nobody else seems to really give a crap. Nobody else seems to really notice or care that somebody just materialized out of thin air. So, because of that, I must say this is probably not authentic, but we really cannot be too sure. You know what I'm going to ask you? Comment below and tell me your thoughts on this. And also, did you maybe see if this was in fact debunked and I am just a few years behind here? Let me know.
Seen a photo of a being from another dimension? Daniel Names, a scientist and inventor from Colombia, has developed a groundbreaking technology that claims to capture images of multi-dimensional beings. As a teenager, Daniel Nemes had a passion for science and astronomy. Today, he's a scientist and inventor in Colombia, claiming he can photograph interdimensional beings. His interest in the multi-dimensional universe began after reading about dark matter. He then devised technology through optical experiments and mathematical calculations to capture images of these beings. Nemes combined special lenses with sunlight and ultra-sensitive screens to create what he calls energy vision. This technology captures images of unknown origin from other planes of existence, showing various interdimensional beings and creatures. Despite the potential, NASA and other companies haven't accessed his invention. Nemes claims the media has silenced his discovery, but he's published over 1,000 images on Facebook. Since 2015, Nemes faced rejection and insults initially, but now his images are gaining recognition. He said, "The only way I can publicize my invention and captures is through Facebook. When I started, I faced a lot of rejection and insults. Fortunately, my images are now more known, and it's rare to receive disqualification or insult. The photos are undeniably strange, with many showing odd figures or faces, leaving you with an eerie yet astonishing feeling. So what do you think? Could Nemes' invention be the key to uncovering other dimensions? Or is it just a wild claim? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like and follow for more mind-blowing discoveries and mysteries."
Are these supposed to be the real images? I mean, if these really are, that's pretty crazy, man. Let me just say, man, if this is a real image taken of some entity from another dimension, holy shit. I mean, like, what else do you say? That thing has the face that only a mother could love. I don't know much about this topic and seeing entities in other realms and like DMT trips and things like that. I've looked at it a little bit. I've seen some things on it, you know, but maybe not the attention that it deserves. I just don't think that it's something that it should be ruled out, you know? Like, I don't discount at all that there are entities and beings living on different timelines or planes of existence than us. Just to see them would be kind of crazy. But also, is this just what they would look like manifested in our reality and what we are able to see and grasp? Does that make sense? Like, do they even look like this really? Or is this just what our minds are able to see, or what our technology taking these photographs of them will produce? Did I make any sense at all, or did I just ramble for 30 seconds and only made sense to myself? Regardless, this is a pretty intriguing subject. If you find it kind of fascinating, I will try to include more of these clips in some future shows. Let me know where your thoughts are on this. Oh, and yeah, look at that.
What was that?
Huh. It's like that thing appears out of nowhere. Hold on, we're gonna back this up a little bit here, right? Did it appear out of nowhere? No, I guess it was kind of walking, and maybe it just was in the thick of those trees, I suppose, because it doesn't just materialize like it seemed like at first. I was too busy watching this guy. This is pretty interesting, man. This seems to be kind of legitimate from this angle. And by this angle, I mean just me watching it regularly, you know? And how the guy pretty much just stopped in his tracks and was pointing and staring at it. It wasn't an over dramatized chase, you know, it wasn't a over dramatized him fleeing, although some folks might have done that and it would have been fine and legit, you know. This is an intriguing freaking clip here, man.
What was that?
Do we think that could have been just a regular old person walking through the forest? Not in a suit, not in anything, and maybe he or she was so far away they couldn't really tell what it was, but that looked like that would have been a pretty big person. You know, like from the distance that was filmed, that looked like a fairly large, regular ass person, if you ask me. Comment, let me know.
This is the Vatican. And if you want to know where all the documents, all the secrets, all the documentation from history that we've been looking for, it's going to be in this place right here. We'll talk about the archive in just a second. Hold on.
Not the first time I've heard this.
The Matrix is telling us this place was originally built in 324 AD by Constantine, Emperor Constantine. And it was renovated in 1506 to 1626 by Michelangelo and some bros. And this place is absolutely ridiculously beautiful. Now, this is Roman, so we know this is pagan. And they say it's the Roman Catholic Church, but just listen to those words together. Roman Catholic Church. Why is church tied to Rome in any way? Why? Look at this. Huge entryway. Built for a giant. Built for a giant. This place is made out of limestone, marble, bronze, and brick. Look. Look at that.
It's no big deal, man.
Hand chiseled by hand.
No, sir, you, myself, many others out there that look at this and marvel over it, we're just morons. We're just silly old dummies that just can't comprehend anything in life, right?
This video is really not about ancient technology, but if you look at this...
Could be, though.
Can you honestly say with your whole chest that there was no advanced technology used to create this place?
Hell no.
And people wonder why.
Dude, if you say that, if you can look at this and say, honestly, they did not have technology more than what we are told. I'm not saying it was alien technology. I'm not saying they were out there, you know, levitating things with their minds. Although, let's not put anything, you know, completely out of the realm here. But they had something more, many somethings more than what we were told. And if you can look at this and say that that is a crazy statement, you have been 100% successfully brainwashed and bamboozled by them.
We believe giants existed. This place is huge. This is way too big to be built by normal people for normal people. I mean, the ceilings are just... There was one shot I didn't include in the video of the downward view from the top of the basilica. It's the humans were specks. Look at that. Look at that.
It's huge.
Ornate, bro. Look. All right. 324 AD. So you guys understand that this is they had mad tech back then. Okay. Now let's go talk about the archive for a second. The Vatican has a huge archive, and if you line up these shelves containing all these documents, it would span for 53 miles. And you wonder where all the historical documents are located. And the only people who are allowed in here are approved scholars.
Of course.
This archive has state treaties, trial records, missionary reports. They probably got ancient maps that nobody has ever seen. Accurate ancient maps. They got information about various cultures, giants. I mean, look at this. Look how much stuff. Imagine just reading one of these shelves.
That's a ton of stuff.
The secrets that are on one shelf. Okay? And this is just the archive that we know about. And of course, the people that work at this place, the Catholic Church higher-ups, they have access to other bunkers that no one knows exists with other information. People keep asking, where's the information about the millennial reign of Christ, the documentation or the proof that he reigned on the earth already? It's here. It's here. It's right here. But I can't go there. You can't go there because you're not a verified, approved scholar. Okay? And you better believe they have underground cities and tunnels that lead places.
Why does a church get to gatekeep all those documents? Why? I mean, this is a topic here that's got red flags flying everywhere, man. Like it's wild. It's absolutely insane. I love it. I got to do some more digging on this. I got to include some more of this, maybe some deeper dives in some future shows here because I really enjoy it. Of course, there's not a lot known naturally. You know, all we can do is really speculate. I think the only facts, things that we know to be, you know, concrete is what they have told us or allowed us peasants to see and get glimpses of, you know, little breadcrumbs they throw at us every now and then. Comment, let me know if you would like me to do that. I'll probably do it regardless, but let me know anyway. And also, let me know your thoughts on this. Do you have anything that you could point me in a certain direction or anything you'd like to contribute to get me started? I'm all ears. I would love to know.
Do you still think these things are going to space? Aw, that's adorable. Why don't you let me show you some things that might just cause you to question your belief in that. First, let me just ask you something. Do you even know how fast these space shuttles are supposedly traveling to be able to leave Earth? 17,000 miles per hour, and even faster at 25,000 miles per hour to leave Earth's gravity completely. Do you know how fast that is? Do you know how fast a bullet travels? The bullet speed varies, but it can go up to 3,000 miles per hour. So you're telling me those shuttles are going 8 times faster than a bullet. Have you ever seen them take off? No, seriously. Have you ever watched them take off and then take flight and compared their speed to the clouds? When you get rid of all the noise and you just look at it versus hearing it and seeing the flames, seems suspiciously slow. And remember, they tell us they go 17,000 and up to 25,000 miles per hour. They'll tell you a hypersonic jet speed is defined as anything going Mach 5 or 3,800 miles per hour. And they'll say, well, speeds have been reached of Mach 10 only in unmanned craft like NASA's X-43A. Current manned aircraft have reached about Mach 6.7. Mach 6.7 is 4,500 miles per hour. But there are supposedly dozens and dozens of astronauts who have gone 17,000 miles per hour. Why don't we look at what an actual hypersonic jet taking off looks like compared to a NASA rocket, or a SpaceX rocket, in fact. Notice the clouds? Keep watching.
Plus 30 seconds, Starship.
You want to see what a hypersonic sled traveling at 6,500 miles per hour looks like?
I've seen this. That's
Well,
wild,
some might say,
dude.
perspective, you're so close, you got to get a further vantage point. Well, okay.
I
Still not
mean,
far enough away? Okay.
4, 3, 2, 1, 0, fire.
It almost looks like it's moving as slow as if you released a line on a helium balloon and added some pyrotechnics to it. Oh, and you want to see what the astronauts look like in there? If they're actually in there.
And lift off.
Why would they put those in there? Visual tricks to make you think it's moving. They're still as can be.
yeah, that looks pretty smooth.
They launched it. No movement. No movement.
Just spectacular. The launch of Soyuz MS-9 and the beginning of Alexander Gerst's Horizons mission to the International Space Station, broadening horizons in science and space exploration. On board.
So again, to review, they tell us that the space shuttles go 17,000 miles per hour, 5 times faster than your fastest bullet, which you cannot see fly. Yet they also tell us that the fastest speed ever reached by a manned craft was 4,500 miles per hour, and double down on it while saying speeds of...
They do be contradicting themselves kind of a lot. If you pay attention and you don't have the memory of a goldfish, and you're not constantly, following the carrots dangled in front of you, you can catch them in some shit. This dude, I forget his name. I should know it. I've seen a decent amount of his stuff, okay? Some of his stuff is a stretch. Yes. I see what he's talking about here. It's kind of hard to argue with this. Now, I know there's going to be plenty of people who are going to say, bro, come on, man. No, like you're going to give them all kind of passes and excuses and, the NASA sympathizers, we'll call them. I just made that up. That's ridiculous. But really, man, I don't know why folks insist on doing this. They give us all these hardcore facts. They tell us all this shit. They're almighty know-it-alls. But then at some point, whether it's a year, 5, 10 years, they will end up contradicting themselves and they will get caught up in some of their own bullshit. It happens. It happens a lot. I'm here for it, man. Look, if you know me at all, even a little bit at this point, just a tiny bit through any of these shows. By the way, if you haven't watched any of these shows, go back. I believe it was a week and a half ago, I think. I did a show and I highlighted some of this NASA tomfoolery and the current Artemis mission that just got back. One of the astronauts was saying how they pulled 25 Gs. So I went ahead and included some clips in that show of what pulling 9 Gs looks like to and on the human body. You should go back and watch, support the channel, like and subscribe. And yeah, man, it was pretty intriguing to see how full of shit that guy likely was. Now, that being said, where do you stand on this? You think they're pulling some wool over our eyes? I don't fall for it anymore. I just think it's so unbelievable at this point that it's just gotten silly. We've just gotten to a point of plain silliness. Just my opinion. I'm so tired of hearing about 100 light years away. By the way, I said it already, but let me remind you, 1 light year is 5.88 trillion miles. So when they tell us that they are looking at galaxies or other planets, whatever it might be, that are 5, 10, 15, 100, 150 light years away, you can multiply 5.88 trillion with a T times that 5, 10, 15, or 100, whatever it might be. And then you can start to see how absurd it is.
Change the world, start by changing your mind. I'm the Gentleman Occultist, and let's talk about the psychology of the magician. For centuries, magicians have understood a simple but powerful idea. The mind shapes how we experience reality. And lately, you've probably heard people talking about powerful elites, secret cabals, and ceremonial magicians secretly controlling the world. But here's a deeper truth. Everyone is already doing magic all the time. Everyday people shape their reality through belief, attention, expectation, and narrative. The stories you tell yourself about who you are, what is possible, and how the world works all influence how you act and what you notice. Now, most people do this unconsciously, but the magician does it deliberately. In classical occult philosophy, the first step of magical practice is not spellcasting, it's mastering your perception. This is why magicians practice meditation, visualization, symbolism, and disciplined imagination. These are tools for learning how you direct the mind instead of letting the mind direct you. When you change how you see the world, you change how you move through it. You make different decisions, you notice different opportunities, and those opportunities build different outcomes. So if you're worried that some secret group is using magic to shape the world, remember that the real secret is not hidden. Real magic is learning how to focus your mind with intention. Because if you want to change the world, change your mind first. Ex Tenebris Lux.
That's a good one. If you didn't like that, if you can't appreciate that, ain't nobody gonna help your ass. That is spot on. If you haven't tuned in to too many of these shows, if you're into this kind of content, please like and subscribe. Also, go back and watch some previous shows I've done. I touch a little bit on this here and there. I think you'd enjoy it. But this, for some reason, is considered demonic. Isn't that crazy? Like, isn't it crazy how something that would benefit you, that would make you mentally stronger, is technically considered to be evil, demonic, punishable by roasting in hell? No one finds this a little suspicious at all. You know what I mean? And then if you do feel like the elite are doing this and doing that, of course, because it's the elite, which the elite is pretty broad. So who is the elite anyway? Like, can we narrow this down a little bit? You know what I'm saying? First of all. Second of all, this is not evil. This does not mean you have to summon demons and talk to devils. And if you think that, you've been bamboozled again. This gets overlooked. This gets called evil, gets called occult, to keep people from practicing how to do this. And then from further educating themselves within this realm. Because if you could do this and you did do this and you were a more mentally strong individual, you wouldn't be so easily bamboozled and swayed. It would be much harder to control a population of people if you were practicing this. So it's no wonder they tell you that it's evil and to stay away from it. And if you look anywhere near these conversations, you'll summon demons and devils. Woo! You see how fucking stupid that really sounds when you start really using your brain to think about it? Anyway, I hope you got something from this. I thought it was a very good clip. I happen to agree with this 1000%. So I hope you can take this with you, or at least some food for thought, and you can start to maybe work from there and think some things through, or do some things differently to improve your mental well-being if that's what you need. But comment, let me know, man. I mean, do you really think that I am completely off base here and I am the one being bamboozled?
Upon arrival, encounters something disturbing. As soon as he reaches the area, he finds tents, a camper setup, and survival gear scattered throughout the woods. Suddenly, he discovers a
I gave it a break for a few shows here, okay? But I had to include this once I came across this. Once this came across my desk, I said, by golly, another idiot roaming in the woods all by themselves. Let's see what happens.
Lost camera, possibly belonging to another camper. And this is where he begins to uncover deeply unsettling details. In the first part of the footage, the unknown camper is seen setting up camp, digging a hole in the ground, and lighting a fire. While observing his
he's digging
surroundings,
his own grave.
he notices something unusual nearby.
Hello? Oh, that's good. That's really nice.
After a few minutes of examining the area through the trees, the mysterious presence disappears, and this is where things start to become truly unsettling.
That was a
as
person,
darkness
not a
begins to
mysterious
fall.
presence.
As night sets in, he decides to take some rest, but things soon take a very disturbing turn.
Oh my God, these people.
And, upon arrival, encounters something disturbing.
Oh, come on. Damn it, man. I didn't know that was going to cut off right there. I didn't vet this clip prior, okay? I watched like 10 seconds of it before, and honestly, I swear to you, obviously, if you couldn't tell, I didn't realize it was so short, man. Well, I guess I'll look for part 5, or I can probably tell you, we probably got a Blair Witch-esque clip of this freaking moron with the camera on his face, 3 inches away from it, saying how scared he was, yelling at this person to go away, saying he was going to get the hell out of there. I don't care about my tent. That's just always how it ends up going. That's what's going to happen to you when you keep going out in the middle of the damn woods by yourself. Why are you doing this? Why? What is so fun about it? Please, I'm asking for a friend. No, I'm not. I'm asking for myself. The dude didn't even have a camp set up before he had dug his own grave, I'm sorry, to make a fire, and then he saw a person watching him from behind a massive oak tree. And I would argue that seeing an actual person peeking out from behind an oak tree is probably more terrifying than seeing a damn Bigfoot or some kind of a freaking alien materializing within our timeline. These people need help. But God, I am addicted to watching these morons do stupid shit. Comment, let me know how you feel about it. Y'all, with that, I am out of here, man. I hope you had a good time. I enjoyed it. If you are still here, thank you. Thank you so much for being here. Before you exit, you know what you got to do for me. Make sure you liked this video and make sure you are subscribed to Truth Wizard. Please and thank you. This is still a new channel. I'm trying to get it going. It's been doing well so far. We're having a great time. I want you to be a part of it. Come join us. Subscribe to Truth Wizard. Stay in touch. Stay tuned. Thank you very much for being here. I will see you in the next one.